Good day, everyone. My name is Merjudaita from BTVT FSM 2A, and my topic is all about Spanish cuisine's basic ingredients, the preparation methods, the traditional tools and equipments, and the regional cuisine or food specialties of Spain. So for the introduction, Spain is the world famous for classics such as paella or paella in Spanish, sangria, and tapas. Spain's gastronomy is one of the country's most popular exports. Spanish cuisine is bursting with rich flavors and sharp contrasts. So the first ingredient used in Spanish cuisine is the saffron, the very distinctive condiment, especially because of its color. It is also called red gold. It is the world's most expensive spice that is obtained from the stigmas of the crocus flower. Saffron was brought to the country by Moorish conquerors in about the 8th century. It is a popular addition to many Spanish paella or paella recipes as well as stews, soups, and sauces of all kinds. It gives off a rich crimson color and a sweet yet somewhat grassy flavor when cooking. The next ingredient is paprika. There are different kinds of paprika which each have their own special role in Spanish cooking, or also known as pimenton. And there are three types of paprika, which the first is dulce or the mild and sweet, and the next is agridulce or the slightly bitter and with a bit of heat, and last is picante or the spicy hot. The next ingredient is the olive oil. Perhaps the most important of all the ingredients to be used in Spanish cooking. It is the first ingredient to heat the cooking pan and it's used to give the finishing touches. Spain is the largest producer of the olive oil and is home to more than 200 varieties of olive.
The next basic ingredient is ñora, a red ground pepper of the bulb variety, which is normally dried in the sun and used ground in countless dishes and products. It is also a widely used ingredient in Spanish cuisine that provides distinctive color and flavor, a little sweet with an intense aroma. Also, you can grind the dry ñora with other ingredients like garlic in order to add it to a sofrito or the vegetable sauce. Next basic ingredient is laurel, or also known as bay leaf, is another classic in almost every kitchen. Its leaves do not only provide characteristic flavors, which is the slightly spicy and bitter, to slow cooking dishes like soups, stews, casseroles, rice, meat, or fish, but you can also get oil from its berries for medical uses. The next is garlic. In a dish definitely makes the difference it goes from bland to tasty. It is indeed a natural flavoring. In Spain, you will find garlic pickled, marinated, rubbed on bread, whipped into an alioli, which is an essential accompaniment to most foods in Catalonia, fried, roasted, or stewed. The next is rosemary. It is popular in traditional Spanish cuisine with many different uses and benefits. These are shrubs that grows widely throughout the whole Mediterranean basin, and as a medicinal plant, it has great effects on our health. Cayenne pepper. Chili or cayenne pepper may not be missing, although it is native to the Andes, where it's said that it was discovered by Columbus and afterwards spread by the Spanish. It is a condiment that is very appreciated all over the world and helps us to stay healthy. Next is oregano. It is called something like the joy of the mountain in Greek. It brings a lot of personality to each dish and thus is able to improve them substantially, even when they're basic products like a simple tomato salad, for example. Next is parsley, a classic among herbs which is found and used worldwide. It is used for marinades, for stews, to decorate a dish, or to add it in any kind of recipe. Next is cheeses. Wonderful cheeses of every type are available in Spain, made from sheep, cow, goat, and mixed milk types. Spain produces the blue cheeses that mature in limestone caves, such as Cabrales. Cheese can be eaten as a tapa during meals and for dessert. First preparation methods used in Spanish cuisine is grilling. Grilling is the most primitive cooking method of all. Simple grilling food roasted over a wood fire continues to be one of the most popular. In Spain, an asador is the grill restaurant, hoguera is hearth, parrilla is a grill on grate, brasa is hot coals, plancha is over coals. All are traditional ways of cooking. Next preparation methods is stewing. It is a combination cooking method that uses small, uniform pieces of meat that are totally immersed in liquid and slowly simmered. The food and the liquid are served together as one dish. Next is roasting. It is a slow cooking process using indirect, dis- diffused heat to cook its ingredients. It is a dry heat cooking method where hot air surrounds the food and cooks it evenly on all sides at a temperature of at least 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees Celsius. The heat can be derived from an open flame, an oven, or another heat source. This method is ideal for meat such as chicken, pork, and some cuts of beef, but can also be used to cook vegetables and fish. Next is broiling. It is one of it is the method of exposing food to direct heat. The food placed in a special broiling pan in your oven's broiler is subjected to 550-degree heat. This high temperature gives the same quick sear as a grill to your beef, chicken, salmon, or even vegetables. Next is baking. It is a type of dry heat cooking similar to roasting that is done on the enclosed space such as an oven, not over a direct flame. It is usually refers to desserts or savory dishes using flour. Let us now proceed to the traditional tool and equipment used in Spanish cuisine. The first is food mill. It is used to puree soft foods like vegetables, steamed vegetables. The food mill consists of three parts: the base plate, the bowl, and the crank. Base plate is perforated and is entirely like sieve or colander. Crank, which is screwed in place through the center of the bowl and base plate. And bowl, usually has 3 feet and at its base to fit on the edges of the pot. Next is pan or pan, a cooking tool that is used to prepare the traditional Spanish dish paella or paella in Spanish. A true paella pan is wide, round, and shallow and has splayed sides. Next is pressure cooker. They are very popular in Spain. Modern pressure cookers are safe and speed up the cooking process of stews and etc. The typical Spanish cook still uses a pressure cooker to make many traditional Spanish dishes in very short time. Next is cazuela, a traditional round clay pot that is used to cook or bake a variety of Spanish foods. The pots vary in size from 4 inches up to 20 inches in diameter. Cazuelas are partially glazed and used most often to prepare meat and poultry stews, fish or seafood dishes, noodles and pasta dishes, potato gratins, paellas, and vegetable ragots. Next is mortar and pestle. It is one of the most rudimentary utensils. They hold an important place in the Spanish kitchen. It is also known as the almirezor montero in Spanish. It can be made from different materials, from olive wood to brass. The mortar is a bowl, typically made of stone, marble, hardwood, ceramic, or bronze, all strong materials that will not break or become brittle during the pounding and grinding process. And the pestle is a heavy mallet, the end of which usually rounded, is usually for crushing is usually used for crushing, mashing, or grinding the ingredients. So let's come to the last part of my report, which is the Spanish regional cuisine or the food specialties of Spain. Spanish cuisine is probably best known for various Spanish tapas, cold or hot Spanish appetizers or snacks, including world-famous national foods of Spain like iconic jamon iberico, legendary paella or paella, and glorified gazpacho. The first food specialty of Spanish or Spain is the jamon iberico, one of the most typical food in Spain and one of the most expensive tapas in Spain. It is also known as pata negra. There are two types of cured Spanish ham, the jamon serrano and jamon iberico. Jamon iberico de Belota is top quality ham, the finest ham in Spain, and the other is jamon serrano is less quality and cheaper Spanish ham. Is the paella or paella in Spanish. It is the famous Spanish rice dish and it is considered to be a national dish of Spain. Paella in Valencian language means pan. Spanish paella is traditionally flavored with Spanish saffron and rosemary. Paella de marisco, the seafood paella or paella, is the most famous paella in the world. Next is gazpacho, the famous Spanish tomato soup, basically a cold tomato soup, and it is popular food in Spain. Gazpacho is traditionally drunk from a glass or traditionally Spanish bowl and it comes as an appetizer in Spain. And Spanish gazpacho is a classic tapa dish and ultimate summer soup in Spain. Next is salmorejo, a popular Spanish tomato puree, a version of gazpacho originally from the town of Cordova in Andalusia. It is made of pureed tomatoes, bread, garlic, and vinegar, and it is served with chopped egg or ham on the top. Next is tortilla española. Tortilla española, or the Spanish tortilla, or also called as Spanish omelette, is the most common food in Spain and one of the most popular food in Spain too. It is a simple tapa dish made of slow-cooked caramelized onions and potatoes in olive oil and eggs. It is served sliced or squeezed between bread into a sandwich called bocadillo in Spanish. Next is croquetas. Spanish croquettes are fried breadcrumbs and food leftovers tied with potatoes and bechamel sauce. Croquettes in Spain are made with jamon, the cured ham, bacalao, the codfish, creamy cheese or queso, local black sausage or morcilla, or Spanish blue cheese, queso de cabrales. Crispy croquettes are typically Spanish tapas food. And next Spanish food is pan con tomate. Popular Spanish bread with tomatoes and one of the most famous dishes in Spain. It is literally toasted bread with fresh grated tomatoes sprinkled with salt and olive oil. This quick and easy Spanish tapa is eaten for breakfast but also at night as an appetizer. Next is bocadillos, a traditional Spanish sandwich made with baguette-like bread. This famous Spanish snack becomes in many forms. Various types of bocadillos are traditional Spanish food. The most popular types of bocadillos are omelette bocadillos, cold meat bocadillos, vegetarian bocadillos, egg fish bocadillos, cheese bocadillos, and even sweet bocadillos. Next is montaditos, A popular finger sandwiches from Spain. Spain is not in love with only big sandwiches, which is the bocadillos, but with the tiny Spanish sandwiches, montaditos as well. So the bocadillos are the big type of bread, and the montaditos are the small or tiny types of bread. And next is rabo de toro. The bull's tail stew in an authentic Spanish dish. This typical Spanish dish comes from the town of Cordoba. Rabo de toro is made by slowly cooking oxtail, flavored with red wine, garlic, and thyme at low temperature. And the last is chorizo. This fresh or cured Spanish sausage is made of chopped pork marinated in pimenton, which is the Spanish paprika, herbs, spices, and white wine. Spanish chorizo is one of the Spain culture foods that come in different variations, which is the sweet, spicy, smoked, unsmoked, fresh, and dry cured. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something from my report, and thank you for listening. Have a nice day, everyone.